Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Boys High School Basketball, brought to you by NBC Watertown. My name's Connor Lalone. With me is Zach Zabriskie and Carter Thazier on the camera as we're going to get started here in Carthage, New York. What looks to be a great matchup. South Jeff versus Carthage. Early three-pointer from Curtis Stay is no good. Rebounded by the Comets, and they will bring the ball up the court. Another three-pointer early in the game. No good. Rebounded eventually by South Jeff. It's Corey Roberts bringing that one in for the Spartans. Quick pace to this one so far. Stay with the ball now at the top of the arc. Stay to the near side. Down low. In the paint. Back out. Another three-pointer. No good. That three-pointer out of the hands of Nolan Widrick. And Carthage with the ball now. Bringing the ball up the court. And the Comets looking to strike first in tonight's game. Long cross-court pass is tipped away and stolen by Bobby Pittick, who's going to take it to the basket for 2 points. And South Jeff will get on the board first with a 2-0 lead, courtesy of Bobby Pittick in transition. Driving to the basket, up and in for 2 points is Micaiah Johnson on the layup that time. Athletic move to get to the basket and get the two-pointer up. Three-pointer from Stay, no good. Rebounded by the Comets. On the far side, three-pointer, no good. Offensive rebound, second chance, no good. Offensive rebound again for Carthage. Ball loose, and eventually he's going to go out of play. Last touch by the Comets. Three-pointer there for Johnson, no good. Couple of offensive rebounds. Comets not able to take advantage of them. And we're tied 2-2 here. So early action. Good pace to this game, as I was saying. Should be a good one between two teams with very similar records. Carthage 8-5, South Jeff 7-6. Pittick down low. Back out here in this near side is Warner. Stay at the top of the arc. Widrick, top of the key, driving into the paint. Contact, but no foul on the shot. And Carthage goes the other way. Johnson's shot, no good. Offensive rebound by Johnson on his own shot. He's going to put it in for 2 points. Ball taken away. Trent Walker now up the court for the Comets, and he's fouled on the shot. And it will be Trent Walker who will go to the line for 2. So as I was saying, two teams here with pretty similar records. You look at some of their common opponents. As first free throw from Walker is good. Some of their common opponents have been Lauva, which both teams have struggled with. Indian River, which both teams have taken care of business against. So we're going to have a quick timeout here after a couple of free throws knocked down by Trent Walker. And it's Carthage out to a 6-2 lead early here over the Spartans. It's a pretty full house in Carthage despite the snowy weather. When we first arrived here, the bleachers on the far side of the gymnasium, the ones that you can see in the picture, were a little bit less full than the ones here directly to our right, but they've since filled in, and it's a great crowd. It was a great crowd for the JV matchup before this game, which was a tightly contested one. Came down to 2 points at the end of the game. And really solid contribution. Gee, easy for me to say. Contributions from the fans in this game should be expected. South Jeff with the ball after the timeout. It's Widrick up top. Nolan Widrick kicks to Curtis Stay. Widrick doubled. He's going to drive into the paint anyway. So the Carthage defense really swarming the ball here. Got plenty of length out there on the court right now with Aiden Hicks and Jack Purrington down low, as well as Micaiah Johnson. Not that South Jeff doesn't have some size of their own. Bobby Pittick, right here in front of our camera, is a big man as well. Here is Pittick down low. Look to get that one, just send it, deflected off of the Carthage player and out. Unable to do so, and Carthage will take it down the court. 2-point attempt is no good. Grabbed in the corner, shot from the corner is no good. Rebounded by Widrick. Nolan Widrick brings it up the court for the Spartans. Quickly met by Walker. Curtis Stay at the top of the arc. Stay directing traffic. Finds Pittick, who kicks back out for a three-pointer. No good. Offensive rebound for Bobby Pittick, and he's fouled on the shot. So the three-pointer from Gavin Warner was no good, but Bobby Pittick able to pick up the offensive rebound and is fouled on the second chance. And Pittick will go to the line for 2 shots. So Pittick's first shot with 4.5 minutes to go here in the first quarter is good, and that'll cut the lead in half. It's 6-3 in favor of the Comets. Second shot for Pittick, as the student section here in Carthage was pretty loud, but unable to throw Pittick off that time, and he sinks them both. It's 6-4. Here's Walker. Walker again. Three-pointer on the far side. No good. Rebounded by Bobby Pittick. And Stay will bring it up for the Spartans. Stay now with some speed into the paint. Loses possession momentarily, but able to pick it back up. Widrick will bring it back outside. Warner thought about the three. He's going to take it. Three-pointer from Warner's no good. Contact down low on the offensive rebound attempt. And the ball will come all the way back out for Widrick up top. Stay on the far side, met quickly there. Great pass by Stay down low into Warner. And in for 2 points, tying the game at 6. Excellent work from Stay to wrap around the defender and get that pass into the paint, knowing exactly where Gavin Warner was that time for 2 points. Here's Carthage now with the ball. It's Johnson down low. Ball comes loose and is taken away by Corey Roberts. Widrick against Johnson. Warner to Stay at the top of the arc. Three-pointer from Widrick is no good. Rebounded by Aiden Hicks and brought up the court by Trent Walker for the Comets. Purrington dishes off. Shot no good. Rebounded by Corey Roberts for South Jeff. Here's Stay with the ball. Stay's going to back it out of the paint and slow it down a little bit. He finds Widrick. Stay driving in, dishing back out. Widrick's shot, no good. Rebounded by Carthage and taken back up the court. Driving to the paint and in for 2 points was Ashton Norton that time for the Comets. And here's Stay quickly back down the court. Stay trying that wraparound pass again, but steps out of bounds before he can make it. And the Spartans are going to turn the ball over. So 8-6 the score with 2 minutes and 22 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Been fast-paced so far, and it's been a fun one to watch. Now in the far corner, driving in. Looked like a shot. Is still bouncing around, and eventually is rebounded by South Jeff. It's Stay with the rebound and with some speed into the paint. Fouled on the floor before the shot was Curtis Stay. It'd be the first foul against Norton. Into the paint. Shot blocked there and turned over. Here comes Carthage. Walker. All the way to the far side for Johnson, who's going to take it up and in for 2 points. Mackay Johnson on the layup. Stay now. Plenty of pace to this one so far. Curtis Stay cutting in. Finds Widrick in the corner. Widrick's three. No good. Rebounded by Pittick. Bobby Pittick traveled before he could get the shot off. And another turnover for the Spartans. So Bobby Pittick's size down low has been an advantage for the Spartans so far, but it's Carthage who lead 10-6. A lot of that has to do with the play of this man, Trenton Walker. Carthage slowing it down a little bit here. Purrington. In the corner was Tavanga, who thought about the shot. Johnson's going to put it up and bury it. Micaiah Johnson on a step back fade away. 2 points on the jumper for Micaiah Johnson. And it's 12-6 with just under a minute to play here in the first quarter of action. Three-pointer is no good. Rebounded by Johnson, who dishes, and Carthage will bring it up with Tavanga. Three-pointer for Carthage is no good. Offensive rebound, though, and kick back out to Purrington after that missed three from Purrington. Driving into the paint, up against Bobby Pittick and fouled. It was Khalil Tavanga that time on the layup attempt. He was met by Bobby Pittick, but Pittick got too much of the man and will pick up his second foul here in the first quarter. First free throw from Tavanga is no good. With 23.5 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Carthage doubling up the Spartans so far. It's 12-6. Make that 13-6 as the second free throw for Tavanga is good. Here's Curtis Stay for the Spartans. Curtis Stay at the top of the arc. Kicks to Warner. Gavin Warner finds Nolan Widrick. Bobby Pittick's going to put up a three and bury it. Bobby Pittick from the far corner. Three-pointer is good. Right at the buzzer. Shot no good from Trenton Walker. And so here at the end of the first quarter, it is 13-9 in favor of the Comets. It's been an excellent one so far. Lots of pace, lots of speed in this one, and lots of size for both teams, which is something that's always fun to watch in high school basketball. So both coaches will take this opportunity at the end of the first to talk it over, and Zach Zabriskie is going to take this opportunity to tell you about our sponsors for tonight's live stream.
Thank you very much, Connor. First off, I'd like to thank Farney's in Carthage on Route 26. They can help you build the dreamy model right in front of you. Check out the lumberyard at Farney's in Carthage if you're looking to do some home building as well. Next up, I'd like to thank Massey's Furniture Barn. You can check out Massey's January clearance sale going on now and save up to 70%. Shop Massey's Furniture Barn. And last but not least, we want to thank ZeroDoc. If you're planning an event, let their team of professionals help you from start to finish. They can help you with weddings, anniversaries, bridal showers, birthdays, and many more. ZeroDoc's got everything you need, and that's right there in Carthage on 130 Canal Street. Back to you, Connie.
Thank you very much, Zach, and thank you to all of our sponsors for tonight's live stream of high school basketball, brought to you by NBC Watertown here in Carthage, New York, as the Comets are taking on the South Jefferson Spartans. Tightly contested first quarter of action sees us at 13-9 in favor of the home team. Three-pointer from the near corner, misses everything, and rebounded by Landon LeDuc for South Jeff. Here's Nolan Widrick. Kicks to Stay at the top of the arc, who's directing traffic. Warner right in front of us. Warner again. In the paint, posting up is Roberts. Kicks back out to Stay, who's going to drive it in and put it in with the right hand. It'll roll around and back out. Rebounded by Tavanga. Driving in now, and then dishing back out. Up and under from Johnson, no good. Rebounded by LeDuc, and we're going to have a jump ball call on that rebound by LeDuc, as Johnson was able to get in there and get a hand on the ball at the same time as Landon LeDuc. Possession arrow in favor of South Jeff, though, and they'll take the ball. Stay traveled, before making his move to the basket, putting the ball in the court. Just took a step, and that'll be a travel and a turnover against Curtis Stay. Grant Dickup checking into the game and running the point for Carthage on this possession. Couple of offensive rebounds, and the ball's going to get kicked back out to Dickup. In the far corner, and now back to Dickup up top, guarded by Stay. Contact there. No foul, ball out of play, out of the hands of Grant Dickup. And South Jeff will take the ball on this near sideline in the far end of the court. So no score yet in this quarter for the Spartans. Curtis Stay. Nolan Widrick now over to Warner. Warner to Stay. Lots of ball movement from South Jeff, but not really getting anywhere with it. Curtis Stay with a no-look pass to Roberts, who kicks to Warner. Warner's three-pointer, no good. Rebounded by Aiden Hicks. And Johnson will bring it up. Veniquatro in the game on the far sideline. Here he is with the ball. He's going to put up a three-pointer. Veniquatro, no good. Deflected and eventually controlled by Walker. Johnson down low. Back to Walker on the far sideline. Here's Dickup with the ball. Veniquatro against Stay. Dickup. Johnson with a fade, and it's good from the free throw line. Micaiah Johnson with a turnaround jumper. Another 2 points for Micaiah Johnson. And with 5 minutes and 48 seconds left in the second, we are going to get another timeout. So 15-9 is the score on the turnaround jumper from the free throw line for Micaiah Johnson. Just a really smooth move to spin there and fire. And Johnson has been the focal point for this Carthage offense so far. Not too much of a surprise when you look at the numbers on the season for the Comets. It's Walker who is their leading scorer, but Johnson right behind him. And it's been those two guys so far doing most of the damage. Here's South Jeff out of the timeout. Widrick, Warner on the far side. Stay's going to put up a long three-pointer, no good. Rebounded by Micaiah Johnson, and Walker will bring the ball up the court. Walker to Johnson at the free throw line. He drives to the basket. Shot no good, gets his own rebound, but then turns it over. Thrown right to Nolan Widrick, who's going to bring it up for the Spartans. Widrick driving into the paint. Ball loose and taken away by Johnson. Down the court now is Walker, and Walker's shot will not count. He traveled, much to the chagrin of the Carthage faithful here in front of us. You can hear them, I'm sure, and see them as well. Here's Nolan Widrick. Roberts out to Warner. Warner to Roberts. Roberts thought about it. He's going to drive it in instead. Put it up with the left hand and in for 2 points. Corey Roberts. Smooth touch with the left hand that time. Trenton Walker. Guarded by Gavin Warner. Size advantage there for the Comets. We're going to get a foul before the shot. Looks like it's going to go against Nolan Widrick. That'll be his first. Into the game for the Spartans is Coben O'Brien down low. He'll be tasked with guarding Hicks. And unable to stop that time. Another 2 points for the Comets. Stay to Warner. Good defensive pressure by the Comets. Lots of contact there, but no whistle. Stay down low. Great pass. And another travel is going to be whistled against the Spartans. This time it'll be Coben O'Brien as Stay looked to get him the ball down low and did find him. But O'Brien unable to plant his feet, and traveled. So turnover for South Jeff means Carthage will have the ball. Johnson, long skip pass to Venequatro. Up top is Norton driving in. With the right hand, no good. Rebounded by Roberts. Stay now on the near sideline. Right in front of us, Curtis Stay cutting to the basket. Finding Nolan Widrick. Stay driving into the paint against the much taller Hicks, no good. Here comes Norton for the Comets. Venequatro on the shot, no good. Rebounded by Roberts again. Corey Roberts nearly loses it. Settles down, kicks to Curtis Stay at the top of the arc. And Bob Pittick wants a timeout on a South Jeff sideline. So, full timeout for the Spartans as they trail by 6 points. It's 17-11 with 3 minutes and 34 seconds to go here in the second quarter. Little less scoring here in the second quarter, but not any less action. It's been plenty exciting. Both teams with some high-speed offense. For the South Jeff, it's been Curtis Stay. Loves to cut to the basket and then dish out. And for the Comets, it's been a couple of different players, Walker and Johnson, using their size and speed and strength to get through the South Jeff defense and score in a variety of ways. And so that's how we are currently situated. It's 17-11 in favor of the host Comets, as South Jeff will possess the ball coming out of the timeout. It'll be an inbound under the basket, and Nolan Widrick will be the player to inbound for South Jeff. He finds Stay out of the inbound play immediately. Stay back to Widrick on the no-looker. Widrick cutting into the paint. Kicks back out to Warner up top. Warner driving in. O'Brien, no good. Offensive rebound. Second chance, no good. Rebounded by Johnson. Norton kicks to Walker at the top of the arc. Walker against Warner. Three-pointer on the near side, no good. Rebounded by South Jeff, and they'll bring the ball back up the court with Curtis Stay. Warner up top, back to Stay. Stay thought about it. He's going to drive instead. Getting to the basket, and no good on the layup attempt was Curtis Stay. Here comes Carthage with some speed. Lots of transition in this game. That's 2 points in the fast break for Ashton Norton. Stay, no looker. Back to Stay. Down low. O'Brien, 2 points on the feed. Down low as Coben O'Brien picks up a layup. Walker's going to bring the ball up on the far sideline for Carthage. To this near sideline now. Driving in is Norton. Good pass, finds Hicks. And in for 2 points. Aiden Hicks on the layup. Good pass that time to find Hicks in the paint. Here's Warner. Stay. A three-pointer from Widrick, no good. Coming right towards the camera and out of bounds. Touched by no one. And it'll be Carthage ball right here directly in front of us. Couldn't be any closer. So Purrington inbounds to Walker. Just under 2 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Walker driving into the paint. No one to stop him. And no one does stop him. Trenton Walker, 2 points on the layup with the left hand. Look silky smooth that time. Stay. Warner. Roberts with a turnaround. No good. Corey Roberts that time. Unable to find that one on the fadeaway. Driving in and putting up a shot with the right hand was Ashton Norton. And in for another 2 points. And we're going to get another timeout called by South Jeff as Carthage is on a roll right now. They lead by 12. It's 25-13. And South Jeff doesn't seem to have too much of an answer for Carthage, especially in transition, which is how Carthage has done most of their damage so far. It's been a lot of three-pointers for South Jeff that haven't fallen, which has been an issue for them with Bobby Piddick not in the game after picking up his second foul. And so without the size of Piddick down low, Walker and Johnson for Carthage have just been able to gobble up most of the defensive rebounds and convert them into transition opportunities with their excellent speed. We've got the fire alarms going off here in Carthage. At least the lights, anyway. You can see a little bit distinctly the lights blinking, and so we are going to, I believe, exit the building. So fire alarm in the middle of a game. Not exactly what we were expecting, but we will step away for as long as necessary. Alrighty, well, ladies and gentlemen, those of you who are still with us or those of you who have tuned back in, not really sure what to say about that. Fire alarm went off in the middle of the second quarter, and the lights are continuing to flash. We just had the alarm kind of sound again on us, but the majority of the spectators are making their way back into the gymnasium here in Carthage, and we're, by all signs, set to start playing again here very shortly. There's about a minute and a half on the clock right now, counting down. When we do resume play, there will be about a minute and 15 seconds left on the clock, and then it'll be halftime. The word as of yet, there really isn't any about what the plan will be regarding halftime. During the fire break, I guess we'll call it, Zach and I ended up with the South Jeff team and coaching staff, and their thoughts, at least preliminary thoughts, were that maybe halftime kind of wouldn't be necessary because of the break we already just took. So it'll be interesting to see what happens following the end of the second quarter. As I said, there's about a minute and 15 seconds on the clock as we'll start back up here in the second quarter of play. It's pretty late to be still in the second quarter, 8:20 p.m. here. But that's the situation we're in, and it looks like everybody here is ready to get started again. So we're going to get back into it. As we stand, there is about a minute and 15 seconds left on the clock here in the second quarter of play. Again, if you're just tuning in or coming back, fire alarm went off in the middle of the second quarter, and we took a break, and we're back. The lights appear to have stopped flashing at this point. For a while, they were still going on. There is significantly less of the Carthage faithful here in front of us, but still a good number of them. It's still pretty loud gymnasium here, as you can hear it, as we get ready to restart the second quarter, as the Carthage fans giving a hand for their team and for each other, really, after that fire alarm. So we're going to get back underway. Curtis Stay is going to bring the ball up for South Jeff. As I mentioned, we were in with South Jeff during the fire alarm, actually, in their kind of locker room preparation area. And that was part of the game plan for them, was to get some of these shots to fall, as Nolan Widrick's going to bury a three for South Jeff on their first possession out of the fire alarm-induced break. Johnson's going to put up a reverse and no good. Rebounded by Stay with some speed up the court, looking for Warner, who's going to put it in. So South Jeff fired up out of the fire break. No pun intended. That was a little Freudian slip there, actually. Carthage, three-pointer from the near corners, no good. Rebounded by South Jeff. In some speed is Nolan Widrick. Puts it up, no good. Good pressure on the defensive end for Trenton Walker, who's got the ball now. Walker's going to lose it, though. Stay driving to the basket, putting it up and in for 2 points. And South Jeff is on a tear to start the reopening of the second quarter, as there's about 3 seconds left, and Stay's got the ball. Warner's going to get a shot off right at the end of the buzzer off the backboard and off the stanchion on the roof, and no good. And so that's how we're going to end the second quarter. But South Jeff getting right back in it with an excellent outburst there at the end of the second quarter, cutting the lead to 5 points. It's 25-20 in favor of the Comets, and it looks like we are going to break for a traditional halftime, as both teams are heading towards their own locker rooms. And we'll cut to break here as well after a word from our sponsors, courtesy of Zach Zubriski.
Thank you very much, Connor. First off, I'd like to thank Massey's Furniture Barn. Check out Massey's January clearance sale going on now. Save up to 70%. Shop Massey's Furniture Barn. Next up, I'd like to thank Farney's. If you have any dreams of remodeling your bathroom, kitchen, just go to Farney's, an extension of Ace, and they'll make that vision come true. They're right there on Route 26 in Carthage, and you can check out the Lumberyard as well for some home building. And last but not least, I'd like to thank Zero Doc. If you're planning an event, let their team of professionals help you from start to finish with weddings, anniversaries, bridal showers, birthdays. You can think of it, they can do it. Zero Doc has everything you could ever need and more. That's right there on 130 Canal Street in Carthage, New York. And we'll get back to you after this second halftime in a way, and look forward to seeing the rest of this exciting game.
So immediately after Zach paused there for halftime break, South Jeff made their way back into the gymnasium right behind us, walking in. And it looks like we're going to get back to play here after a very brief halftime. As I mentioned, kind of didn't really make sense to take an extended half there like you normally would because of the break we had to take due to the fire alarm going off here in Carthage. So looks like South Jeff at least is going to come back out onto the court. There is about 7.5 minutes on the clock, so it looks as though the full time will be taken, and South Jeff is just going to use this as an opportunity to warm back up. So as long as that remains the situation, I will step aside for the remainder of this halftime, and we'll be back as soon as the second half of play is set to start here in Carthage, New York. Alrighty, welcome back to high school boys basketball, brought to you by NBC Watertown. Bit of an eventful night so far. If you're just tuning in, you'll notice that it's 8:32 p.m. and we're just getting ready to start the second half of play here in Carthage. We had a fire alarm go off in the middle of the second quarter, which led to an extended delay. And we just took the normal full allotted 10-minute halftime. And so we're going to begin play here in the second half of action, the third quarter. My name is Connor Lalone, and I'll be your play-by-play man for the second half, as I was for the first. With me is Zach Zabriskie and Carter Thazier, as Micaiah Johnson is going to cut to the basket, nearly able to dunk that one. Actually got up basically above the rim and laid it in. Johnson, 2 points for the Comets. Down low, pass intended for Corey Roberts, but was deflected out of play. And it'll be turned over, Carthage ball. So we saw South Jeff bounce back out of the fire alarm break to score some points and cut the lead to 5. But Carthage trying to reassert control over this game right here. Johnson on this near side. Looking for Walker up top, and here he is, guarded by Warner. Driving in, putting up a shot with the right hand, no good. And Widrick's going to bring it the other way for the Spartans. Here's Nolan Widrick. Driving into the paint. Warner. Skip pass taken away by Johnson. Driving in, cutting in, and up with the left hand and in for 2 points. Trenton Walker on the layup. Good move on the hop step to get open and then use his left hand to lay it in. Good pressure there and a hard collision between Nolan Widrick and Jack Purrington. Purrington looking to steal that one away on the pass intended for Widrick. Unable to get there in time, and he's going to commit the foul, which will be his first. And South Jeff will inbound on the near side. Here's Curtis Stay for South Jeff. Stay not having as great a night as maybe we would expect from him based on what he's done this season. Able to get the ball down low and inside for Bobby Pittick, who puts it up and in for 2 points on the feed from Curtis Stay. 29-22 with just over 6 minutes to play here in the third quarter of action. Driving to the basket before dishing and finding Aiden Hicks for the layup. It was Ashton Norton on the feed that time, cutting to the paint and able to find Hicks in some space for the bucket. Stay finds Warner on the far side. Warner dribbling in, looking for Pittick down low. Pittick's going to lose the ball. Last touch by Grant Dickup and out of bounds. South Jeff will keep the ball under the basket. Widrick's going to inbound for the Spartans. Pittick sets a screen for Warner. Here he is. Warner. Pittick from the top of the arc, going to put up the three. No good. And rebounded by a combination of Johnson and Walker. Here's Walker. Near side. Norton thought about the three. Kicks to Johnson. Johnson loses the ball. And a fight for it. Jump ball is the call on the loose one there. And it looks like South Jeff's going to take the ball, courtesy of the possession arrow on that jump. Here's Curtis Stay for the Spartans. Lawley kicks to Roberts, who then passed out to Stay, whose three-pointer was no good. Here's Walker. Walker driving against Widrick, puts the shot up, no good. Pass tipped way out and down for Stay, who takes it in transition. Curtis Stay on the fast break layup, 2 points, as that one was deflected way into the air on the rebound attempt. And Curtis Stay was able to corral it and take it all the way to the basket for 2 points. Johnson's going to put up a three right in front of us, no good. Fight for the rebound. Stay's going to end up with it. And here he is, Curtis Stay. Guarded by Norton. Stay cutting to the basket. Finds Pittick. Pittick going up. Fouled on the shot, and it goes. Bobby Pittick heading to the line for a three-point play. Beautiful feed from Curtis Stay that time as he cut underneath the basket and wrapped around the defender. Finding Bobby Pittick, who put it up strong and was fouled in the act of shooting. And he'll go to the line for a chance to make it three. Micaiah Johnson will pick up his first on that play. Free throw from Pittick is good. And it's a 4-point game, 31-27, with just under 5 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Carthage moving around up top, swinging the ball around. Here's Norton. Far side now. Norton thought about it. He's going to kick back up top for Dickup. Dickup to Norton. Norton's going to put it up this time. Buries it. Three-pointer for Grant Dickup on the near sideline. And he answers back to Bobby Pittick's three-point play with a three-pointer of his own from behind the arc. Roberts traveled right at the free throw line. Roberts posting up. And he took one too many steps that time. Turnover. And Carthage will get the ball back. Grant Dickup will bring the ball up the court for the Comets. Picks up his dribble but passes to Norton. Far sideline Dickup in the corner. Now driving into the paint. Putting up the shot was Tavanga. His shot in for 2 points on the layup for Khalil Tavanga. Driving to the basket now, Stay. Dishing out. Widrick's going to put up a three-pointer. No good. Rebounded by Johnson. And Dickup will bring up the court for the Comets. So Carthage now with the ball. Shot attempt, no good off the front of the iron. Ball will be eventually corralled by South Jeff. That's Reagan Lawley with the ball. Stay, shot no good. Rebounded by Pittick. Pittick's shot will fall. Bobby Pittick with 2 points on the second chance opportunity following the offensive rebound. It's 36-29, and this game picked up right where it left off. Great speed and pace to it. Great energy on the defensive end for both teams. Shot from the free throw line, no good. Fight for the rebound, and Carthage is going to come up with it. Pass down to Hicks in the post. Shot is short and rebounded by Roberts. Stay looking down the court for Widrick. Nolan Widrick. Roberts at the free throw line, driving in, kicks back out. Widrick in the far corner is going to bring it out up top and pass to Curtis Stay right at half court. Stay down low for Pittick. Pittick to Roberts. Great ball movement in, and Johnson was able to get in there and get a hand on it for the block. On this near side, Norton puts up a three. No good. Right from the same spot he made the last one. Hicks with the offensive rebound. Another three for the Comets. Good box out by Bobby Pittick to get the rebound on the missed three-pointer attempt. Curtis Stay into the paint, finding Roberts. And Roberts was fouled on the shot. He'll go to the line for two. Foul will go against Dickup. That'll be his first. So the first foul on Dickup will actually not be a shooting foul and will not have free throws here. Instead, it will be Nolan Widrick to inbound under the basket for the Spartans. Widrick to Stay down low. And Stay traveled. He thought the ball was held. And to be honest, so did I, but travel is the call. Regardless, Carthage would have ended up with possession even if it had been a jump ball. Here's Johnson's jump shot, no good off the side of the backboard. Johnson's going to get his own rebound, though. Three-pointer attempt is buried by Khalil Tavanga that time. All happened because of the offensive rebound by Micaiah Johnson, and then the vision to find Tavanga wide open on the far side for a three-pointer. And Carthage has taken the lead back to 10 points. It's 39-29 with just under a minute to play here in the third quarter of action. So a tough one to call even at this stage. It's been fairly back and forth. Carthage has held the lead for basically the entirety of tonight's game, but it's never been out of control. And South Jeff certainly still in it, especially with the way we saw them respond at the end of the second quarter, where they rattled off 5 or 6 points in quick succession to cut the lead right before halftime. So coming out of the timeout, ball will be under the basket here on this near side right in front of us. It'll be South Jeff ball, and Bobby Pittick will inbound to Curtis Stay. Stay having a discussion with the referee on this near sideline. And Stay now with the ball, bring it up the court for the Spartans. So South Jeff trailing by 10. Under 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Pass down low, taken away, and eventually controlled by Johnson, who will bring it down the sideline. Cutting to the basket, up and in. Shot no good. Offensive rebound, and then the ball deflected out of play. It was Tavanga that time who was trying to get up and in on the layup attempt. Discussion between Veniquatro and the referee on this near sideline. Referee unlikely to change his mind. They usually don't. Shot attempt no good. That time from Roberts. On this near side, Veniquatro. Three-pointer is buried. Michael Veniquatro with a three-pointer right in front of our camera on this near sideline. And Carthage has pushed it. It's 42-29. Roberts fouled on the shot. He'll go to the line for two. That'll be the first foul against Trent Walker. And Corey Roberts will shoot two. Here's his first. In and out. Can't quite see it, but you might have seen him making his way. Down here right in front of our camera is Michael Veniquatro, who is hanging out down here, looking for a three-pointer maybe in transition. Veniquatro still here in some space. Really no one guarding him. Pittick steps out now to mark him as he picks up the ball. Long skip. Tavanga's shot. No good, too strong. Rebounded by Hicks. Here's Hicks now in the post against Pittick. Pass just too firm for Veniquatro. He'll go out of play, off of the hands of Michael Veniquatro. South Jeff will take the ball with Curtis Stay. South Jeff trailing by 12. 35 seconds left in the third quarter. Widrick. Warner's going to put up a three. It's short. Rebounded by Hicks. Long pass down the court. Tavanga thought about the three. He's going to spin into the paint instead. Shot blocked by Pittick and taken away. Widrick does well to shield off Veniquatro. Stay now with 20 seconds. Curtis Stay driving to the basket. Shot no good. Rebounded by Carthage. Here comes Trenton Walker. Walker cutting to the paint, putting up the shot. No good. Rebounded by Pittick. Here comes Stay. 5 seconds. Stay shot. Buried. Curtis Stay with a shot right as time is going to expire here in the third quarter. And South Jeff will trail 33-42. Carthage with the lead at the end of the third, as we will get a little bit of a breath here. Good chance to take a little break and hear from some of our sponsors for tonight's game. Zach Zabriskie is going to give you a word from our sponsors.
Thank you very much, Connor. Yes, I'd like to start by thanking Zero Street. If you're planning any events, let their team of professionals let them guide you from start to finish. From weddings, anniversaries, bridal showers, birthdays, anything you can think of, any event, Zero Dock has everything you need and more. That's 130 Canal Street in Carthage, New York. They also have brunch from 11 to 2, so if you're looking for someplace to have some brunch, they've got that. Also, I want to thank Massey's Furniture Barn. Check out Massey's January clearance sale going on now. Save up to 70%. Shop Massey's Furniture Barn. Last but not least, I'd like to thank Farney's. If you have any dreams of remodeling your bathroom, kitchen, living room, bedroom, just go to Farney's, an extension of Ace, and let them help you make your vision come true. That's Farney's on Carthage Route 26.
Well, thank you very much, Zach. And again, thank you to all of our sponsors that make these live streams possible. High school sports, high school athletics, brought to you by NBC Watertown. Tonight's basketball matchup between Carthage and South Jeff has been eventful, to say the least. And it's Carthage with a 9-point lead as we start the fourth quarter. Micaiah Johnson in the far corner. Kicks up top to Norton. Near side, Venequatro's three-pointer is good. Looked good right out of the hands of Michael Venequatro here on this near sideline. You can tell this is the corner he prefers. And he buried that one, made no mistake. Down low for LeDuc, taken away. And LeDuc's actually going to end up with it to drive into the basket. No good on the shot from LeDuc. Rebounded by Hicks. And Carthage now with some speed. Driving to the basket, putting up the shot. And called for the charge was Trenton Walker. Trenton Walker not thrilled with that one. You could see him as he was walking away. Didn't like that call on the offensive foul as he was driving to the basket. That'll be his second. And it'll negate what looked like a great cut to the basket. Here's South Jeff. LeDuc at the free throw line, driving to the basket, no good. Piddick fighting for the rebound. He's not going to end up with it. Down low, Venequatro in transition, and in for 2 points for Michael Venequatro. So we saw him with the three-pointers, but now he's getting involved in the paint as well. Michael Venequatro in transition. Warner's going to put up a three-pointer and bury it. Big three-pointer to answer back for South Jeff. Gavin Warner that time. And it's 47-36, an 11-point lead with 6.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter of tonight's action. Walker to Johnson. Johnson's shot with the left hand, no good. Rebounded by LeDuc. LeDuc looking for Stay. Finds Warner instead. Warner guarded by Venequatro. Here's Stay to Warner. Warner thought about it. Dishes back to Curtis Stay. Curtis Stay driving in with the right hand. There'll be no shot. Foul beforehand. It'll go against number 10, Ashton Norton. That'll be his second. Venequatro will make way to a good round of applause from his bench for his contribution, a couple of big three-pointers. Jack Purrington will check back in. Stay off the inbound. It's going to take a long three-pointer. Curtis Stay, just too strong. LeDuc with the offensive rebound. Fouled on the shot was Landon LeDuc, and he'll go to the line for two. Foul will go against Purrington, who just checked back into the game. That'll be his second. And LeDuc will go to the line for two. Landon LeDuc's first free throw. Too strong off the back iron and out. Venequatro back into the game and down here by our camera again, camping out. LeDuc's second free throw is good. Venequatro still in plenty of space over here on this near sideline. He gets the ball and he's going to put up a three-pointer. No good this time. Rebounded by Johnson, who got way up for that one. He was fouled from behind by Landon LeDuc. Venequatro will inbound this time. Hicks from the free throw line, buries it. Pure stroke that time for Aiden Hicks right at the free throw line. Stay's going to put up a wide open three-pointer, and he's going to answer right back. Curtis Stay with the three-pointer for South Jeff. And it's a 9-point game, 49-40, 5.5 to go in the fourth quarter. Walker with the ball, guarded by Warner. Able to get past him. Driving the basket is Norton. Up and in with the right hand. Ashton Norton for 2 points. Curtis Stay looking to go fast for South Jeff. Three-pointer from Widrick, no good. Rebounded by Pittick. Pittick fouled on the shot and in for 2 points. And a chance for a three-point play is Bobby Pittick on the offensive rebound. So Widrick's three-pointer, no good. But Bobby Pittick has a chance to make it three anyway on this possession for the Spartans. Looking for his second three-point play of the night. They both looked eerily similar, offensive rebounds, and then being fouled on the shot. Pittick does make it a three-point play as his free throw is good. And it's 51-43. Into corners, Johnson, doubled there. Ball comes loose, taken away by Stay. Stay looking to go quickly, finds Widrick, driving to the basket, fouled on the shot, and Widrick will go to the basket for two. Foul against Ashton Norton. So the third against Norton sends Nolan Widrick to the line for two shots. And a chance to really make this one a close one. First free throw from Widrick, silky smooth. It's 51-44 with 5 minutes exactly on the clock. Benaquatro again in this corner. Second free throw from Widrick, no good. Benaquatro is going to switch sides as Walker's going to dribble the ball right into contact in the paint and lose it. Carthage is going to keep possession. Last touched by South Jeff. Benaquatro, quick inbound to Johnson, who traveled. Carthage is adamant that that ball was tipped. And Benaquatro all the way basically into the paint over there on that far sideline is going to call a timeout. And I think that timeout is more for him to have a chance to speak to the officials rather than to speak to his team, as he's following them all the way over to the scorer's table. Benaquatro really not thrilled with that call. The official explaining his decision to him. And now the whole Carthage sideline directly in front of us really not having any of it either. Like I said earlier, extremely unlikely the official's going to change his mind at this point. Carthage bench still making it known that they're not pleased with that decision. Regardless, the Spartans are going to inbound right here. Widrick to Stay. Curtis Stay back to Widrick. Warner's going to put up a three-pointer and bury it. Whistle before the shot, though. And that's going to be a foul against Bobby Pittick. It's going to negate the three-pointer. And now the South Jeff sideline is not thrilled with the officiating. We're going to have a break here as the far sideline again involved in discussions with the officiating crew. Bob Pittick and Gary Clark, just like Benaquatro on the play before, not having any of the explanation from the referee. Regardless, the three-pointer doesn't count, and Carthage has the ball. Michael Benaquatro on this near side picks up his dribble, guarded tightly by Nolan Widrick. Stay harassing Walker. Now we'll pick up Norton. Norton with the no-looker to Johnson, who's going to cut inside, lose the ball. And Stay's going to end up with it off the backboard. Driving in, Curtis Stay going to the basket. Fouled on the shot. 2 points coming up at the line for Curtis Stay. That'll be the fourth against Norton. And it looks like Carthage may be prepared to make a substitution to bring Norton out of the game. Sideline gets noisy trying to throw off Stay, but unable to as he buries the first free throw. And it's 51-45. Second free throw from Stay is good, just like the first. So 51-46 is the score. 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Venequatro thought about the three, quickly closed by Widrick. Johnson down low for Hicks. Hicks cuts to the basket and puts it up and in for 2 points on the spin and shot for Aiden Hicks. Stay with speed to Widrick. Back to Stay. South Jeff will slow it back down as Carthage gets back to defend. Nearly jumped by Venequatro. Stay's going to end up with it instead. And then called for an offensive foul is Curtis Stay. Well, difficult to see from our vantage point here exactly how much contact there was there between Stay and the man that was defending him. But from this vantage point, didn't look like a ton. Johnson's shot, no good, rebounded by Piddick. Deflected by Venequatro and taken away. Venequatro thinking about the three, he's going to take it. No good, wide left. Ball out of play, last touched by Tavanga. And South Jeff will get it under the basket. 3.5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Curtis Stay. Warner's going to put up the three. No good. Fight for it. Piddick's going to end up with it. And then Piddick is fouled. Wait to see if it was an act of shooting. Looks like it was. That'll be the second against Johnson. And it will send Piddick to the line for 2 shots. Carthage crowd rowdy again on the free throw attempt for Bobby Piddick to no avail. And it's 53-47. Piddick with a chance to make it 5. And it is. It's a 5-point game. 53-48. Tavanga's going to bring the ball up for Carthage. Venequatro wide open, closed quickly by Widrick. Pass into Johnson at the top of the free throw line. He's going to spin inside and put it in. Well, the ball actually did come out, but only because the net was touched. And so I believe goaltending is going to be called. Maybe not. Maybe no goaltending on that. For now, the scoreboard still says 55-48. Shot attempt that time. And lots of contact, but no whistle on the shot for O'Brien. Here's Johnson driving to the basket against Piddick. Up and in with the left hand. The Carthage fans loving that one from Micaiah Johnson. Johnson bit hard on the three-point fake from Widrick, but Widrick unable to make it count. And Johnson with the ball, going to slow it down and pass to Walker. Driving into the paint, Trenton Walker. No good, rebounded by Bobby Piddick. And here comes Gavin Warner for South Jeff. Curtis Stay driving to the basket. Curtis Stay dishes out for O'Brien. Shot blocked. And here comes Carthage. Trenton Walker cutting to the basket. Going to do a little step back move and put it up floater with the right hand. And then for 2 points in transition is Trenton Walker on the little step back floater. And this game just will not quit. It's 59-48. And it's about been that 8 to 12 point range for Carthage most of this game. The lead gotten down to within 5 a couple different times here in the second half. Discussion over there at the scorer's table, I think, about that goaltend. No real signal from either official, so I think that basket is going to count. It sure looked like there was contact with the net that influenced the way the ball rebounded out of the basket rather than going in. And there's no change on the scoreboard. It still reads 59-48, so 11-point lead for Carthage with 2 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Warner's going to inbound under the basket for South Jeff. And Stay is going to bring it up the court. Curtis Stay to Nolan Widrick. O'Brien at the free throw line. Back to Stay for the three. No good. And rebounded by Tavanga. Tavanga for Johnson. Johnson nearly stepped out, but is able to get the pass away first. Norton's going to slow it down, but turned over. Bobby Pittick with the steal. Driving to the basket is Widrick. Finds Stay in the corner for three. In and out. Widrick's going to get the rebound. Thought about the three from the top of the arc. Warner's going to step in inside the arc and take the shot. No good. Offensive rebound, Warner again. On the follow, no good. Rebounded by Hicks. So a couple of chances on offensive rebounds for South Jeff, unable to take advantage. Johnson picked up his dribble and was quickly doubled. And Venaquatro's going to take a timeout for Carthage as they look to get their man, Micaiah Johnson, out of trouble right there in that situation. So a minute 13 to go. And it's still an 11-point game, 59-48 in favor of Carthage. Well, as I mentioned, seems like forever ago at the beginning of this game. Carthage 8-5, South Jeff 7-6, so two teams that are very similar, at least in terms of record. When you look at the opponents that they've played, both have lost at General Brown against a very difficult General Brown team to play. And Tucker Rosebrook, who's a force over there. But they both won at Indian River. And so really comparing the schedules, two teams that are very similar. So coming in to this game, it was tough to call, and it's still tough to call. Carthage has really had a lead basically the entire game. But they're looking to close it out here. Trenton Walker is doubled by South Jeff. Able to get out of it. And we're going to have a foul called. It looks like it's actually an offensive foul against Walker on this near sideline, which the Carthage fans, as you can see, some of them in complete disbelief about that decision. Regardless, 1 minute to play, and it's an 11-point lead for Carthage. Roberts to Widrick, driving into the paint. Stay. Kicked back out, and the shot attempt rolls in from, I believe that was Shea Spencer, checked into the game for South Jeff. Spencer commits a quick foul against Walker. So you have to believe Shea Spencer out there for defensive reasons. You can see already he's tenacious on that side of the ball. Carthage with good ball movement. And looks like Widrick's going to get whistled for a foul. There wasn't a ton of contact there, but enough from Widrick to impede Trenton Walker's movement. And he's whistled for the foul with 36 seconds left and a 9-point game. Carthage gets it inbounds to Walker. Had to back into his own half of the court to do so. Foul's going to be whistled against Stay, which will be his second. Aiden Hicks is going to check out of the game for Carthage. Michael Venaquatro will come back in. Walker able to get it over half court. Triple teamed by South Jeff. And a foul committed by the Spartans. I believe this one will go against Stay as well. Actually, it will be the second against Shea Spencer. So the second foul against Spencer will send Trenton Walker to the line. Makes the first end of the 1-and-1. Second free throw from Walker, good as well. Looks like we're going to get a lane violation on the free throw. Discussion again on the far sideline. Been plenty of those in this second half. Bobby Pittick's going to roll the ball out for Curtis Stay. Stay picks it up as it gets over half court. Spencer now driving in, putting up the shot. Short, Shea Spencer. Rebounded by Carthage. It'll be Ashton Norton who took that one away. Johnson's going to drive in and go up and under on the reverse with under 10 seconds to play. As that one will put it away for Carthage. Stay's just going to dribble this one out. And Carthage will take it here at home. They'll improve to 9-5 on the season. South Jeff dropped to 7-7. The final score tonight from Carthage after a long night. We had an incident with a fire alarm, all sorts of shenanigans tonight. Final score, 62-50 in favor of the home Carthage Comets over the visiting South Jefferson Spartans. For Zach Zabriskie and Carter Thazier and everybody else at NBC Watertown, I'm Connor Lalone. We're thrilled that you could join us for tonight's matchup, and we hope to see you for more high school sports in the future.